Well, I'd like to welcome you guys out to our, third Super Sleuth seminar. We're really excited. Our attendance keeps increasing, so we're happy about that. We're especially happy to have Joan teaching our class tonight on the Research Wiki, Part 1. So it's an amazing area of family search that everybody needs to be familiar with. And my honey is here tonight, so can I please have you come and give our opening prayer? Give him a shot. Give him a round of applause.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity we have to come together tonight. We're thankful for Joan and her preparation and her willingness to teach us tonight. We pray that as we learn and receive instruction, that we'll be able to use it to further our family research efforts and to build the kingdom on the other side. And we're grateful for my son, his sacrifice for all of us. And we are thankful and grateful for him and give thanks for him. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Now, before we get started, I do want to say one thing. Thank you so much to Sean Hen for doing all of our recording for the last couple months, and until we train somebody else, yay, Brother Hen. Yay. So now I'm going to turn the time over to Joan, and she's going to teach from the seated down position because it's way more comfortable. I don't blame her.
And I'm old, you know. I first of all, I have to say, I am not an expert on the Research Wiki. In fact, there's nothing like preparing to teach a class to help you learn something. So I am amazed at how much I didn't know about the Research Wiki when I started. So let's go from here. To find the Research Wiki, you could just Google it. And you can see that there are lots of different options here, including videos. So if you wanted to go through and watch some videos about how to do Family Search Wiki, there are lots of them. But I'm going to go through Family Search, and you do not have to have a Family Search account to use the wiki. And if you do have an account, you don't have to sign in. But there are things that are available to you by signing in that aren't available when you don't. So, excuse me for a second while I sign in. Oop, too many E's. Okay. And okay, so I'm going to start by going to search, and when I have this drop down menu, I'm going to go to Research Wiki, I think. Okay, here we are, and you can see that we're on our landing page is a map. And each of these maps cover a continent, actually. You can search by clicking on the map, or you could type in here where you want to research. Now look at it says find search tips, because if you're not sure exactly how you ought to phrase this.
Joan,
yeah.
Hold on just a minute. Who's lost so far?
Oh, I'm
still
sorry.
Trying to find the family search icon.
The family search icon? FamilySearch.org.
FamilySearch.org.
It's not family tree, it's family.
No, FamilySearch.org.
Because I put it on last month.
Yeah,
And I don't know.
FamilySearch.org. And then you do have to sign in.
Yeah.
You don't have to sign in, but it's to your benefit to sign in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then go to the search, and under search, the very bottom thing is Research Wiki. And since I have my back to you, if you have any questions, just shout them out. You had a question in the back?
I was just curious, what sort of information would I have would I just have a place? Is that what,
A place is
place.
a place or subject.
okay,
So you could say, California. You could say death records. But you really don't want to say just death records because you'll get death records for the entire world,
right.
So it'd be better to say death records California or death records France or whatever.
I see.
So be more specific. But so is everybody caught up to where we are?
Not quite.
The internet isn't that great.
The internet is very slow. Pardon
Can
me?
I sit there? Or is there room or not?
No, there's room. I don't see a reason why you can't.
Yeah. You know what, it's hard for me to hear and she's not close.
Tell me when you're ready to move on.
It's okay, I'll do that. I just can't hear if she's not facing.
The benefit of the Research Wiki is that it is available to us all times as a research assistant, and it just in case you're bilingual or trilingual or whatever, it is available in 10 languages. So yes,
I have a question about the death records.
yes.
If you're searching for those, do they have to be like 100 years old? Like in some instances?
It depends on the locality. But death records, no. Birth records usually have a longer wait time.
Should we get this chair?
Okay, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're searching for sources. We're not searching for people on the Research Wiki. So I'm going to start out by, I could list all localities, but I'm going to go to North America. Nowhere on the map is it clickable. You have to click on the names. So I'm going to go to North America, and it gives me all these options of where in North America I want to go. And I'm going to go to the United States. And you can see it has this more than sign here. Little, I don't know what it's called, a little more than sign from math class. And that means that it is a nested, there are more things underneath it. So I'm going to click on United States, or I thought I was. That's not doing it. Let me see, get rid of that. United States. And then the state I want, I'm going to look at is Pennsylvania. So I'm on the Pennsylvania state area right now. Good grief, my computer's gone nuts here. No, don't throw me off of it. In fact, I like it. Okay. All right, there's two things to look at. One is over here on the left, the Research Wiki. You can see that list of items that the Research Wiki contains. And my suggestion would be that you would go through and look at just about everything on that list.
Could you point to it? I mean, could you?
Yeah. Over here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, these are all items pertaining to the Research Wiki. Over here are items pertaining to Pennsylvania, which was my subject that I selected when I got in. Okay, now I watched a few of the videos that were available, and they talked about how many articles at the top of the page, the landing page on those videos. It talked about how many, or it mentioned how many items were available. The earlier ones I watched were only about a year or so old, were 90,000. And now it's 102,000 different articles that are available on this wiki. The name Wiki comes from the Hawaiian wiki, which means quick. And that's because it can be edited so quickly and easily. In fact, you're encouraged to edit if you have information to add to it. So let's just look at a few of these things. Let me see. Gosh, I have to put my glasses on. It's so small up there, isn't it? Let's go see about the wiki. All right, it tells what it is and what's in it. The why we have a wiki. Search for places, not people. contributing. Now, I'm not an expert on anything and I can't contribute, but at some point, maybe those of you are. This is annoying. I'm not used to using a laptop, despite the fact I have one. Okay, next thing on the list is online genealogy records by location. So it starts out international, and you can see that it goes down to Africa, and then when you get into the United States, it gives states. Here's Africa with various and sundry. I'm just going to use my Asia, Australia. It goes through everything. So here I'm interested in Germany, so I can see that online genealogy records for Germany would be very helpful for me to get in here and look at that. Okay, and then I don't know where. It's interesting on that list where you had the option to show all localities. There were countries I never even heard of. So guided research is a fantastic thing. Now, right now, the only countries that are available with guided research are these. The rest are work in progress. Unfortunately, no Germany, but they do have Ireland, they do have England, other areas I'm interested in, and they do have the United States. So I'm going to pick the United States guided research, and let's see what it says about Pennsylvania, which is my area I want to be in. It's not going to let me do that. Okay, so Pennsylvania. Okay, all right, so where can I find birth records? And it says, all right, start here, Pennsylvania birth collections. And so I can input my information here, and I can ask it to search. And you can see they have 2 million records for births and christenings, and look how early they start for Pennsylvania. Not so in many, many areas, don't start until 1915 or something. My parents were born before 1915, let alone my grandparents or great-grandparents, so.
So were you.
What?
So were you.
I wasn't born before 1915.
Oh, I thought you said 50.
Oh.
Sorry.
I could hardly hobble in here at that age.
Whatever.
You do well for 107.
Yeah. Okay. So back to Pennsylvania guided research. I'm going to just say, you know, I looked at that and I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. So there are other potential things that you could do. You could look at additional online sources. You can look at substitute records. And then you can look at why the record might not exist. And I'm interested in a couple of different counties in New York, and I was very disturbed to see, in Pennsylvania, I was very disturbed to see that Erie County is one of the ones that have had a record loss. And then you click on that, and how's this for bad news? Where is that? Record loss. 1823, fire burned the courthouse, the building, and all books, papers, and records were destroyed.
Oh, that's
You know, that's pretty sad. Another reason why you might not be able to find your person is because the boundary of the area in which you're looking, you know, like Bradford County, it wasn't in Bradford County at the time that your people were born. Maybe it was in Allegheny County or something else. So it says that it was formed from Allegheny County in 1800. So, you know, there's just all sorts of reasons why you might not have found it. Okay, so it does give you some potential places to look for other things. You know, sometimes you can find them. You find on tombstones, you'll find birth dates often, not necessarily 100% accurate, but nonetheless, they're there. And census records, we know, often have a date, although my grandmother, in the census, she tended to get younger every 10 years. And she never really, I don't think she even knew how old she was. So I've yet to find a birth record for her. Okay. All right, so let's go back now and see where we can find. I'm going to go back to. We were in guided research, and I want to go back to Pennsylvania, and I want to go back to research resources. And this is, it gives you all sorts of things. Beginning genealogy. How do I get started doing this? What do I do here? Videos, online classes about how to use the wiki. Ask the Community is fantastic. I've used that for German records. You can actually upload a document and ask the community to translate it for you. And that's a fantastic service to do. Research tools, gosh, this computer is, I just had it worked on. It was really getting touchy. Okay, so let's see where I want to be. All right, so here we are. I'm going to go back now to my let's try Pennsylvania. I want to, oh gosh, I can't seem to get out of this little rut I'm in. All right, so I'm not sure why I can't find what I want, but I'm going to make a search. There's a search box here, and I'm going to search for Bradford County. Okay, so sometimes you get off track. You can't, where was I, you know? So if you know what you're looking for, just type it in the search box. And there are actually two search boxes when you get started. There's one down here and there's one up higher, but not on this particular page. Okay, so now I'm back in Bradford County. This is the wiki in general, and these are the contents for Bradford County. These are this is some data. These are some data about the, gosh, I'm sorry, my computer is so sensitive these days. It would be, I'm so sorry. Good grief, this is annoying. All right. It would be helpful to know, as we did already figure out, that what the parent counties were, but the neighboring counties are also important in case your person really was. Some of my people I'm searching for were actually born in Tioga County, which was not the Lucerne or Lycoming area. So that can be very helpful. The courthouse has some very excellent records. I've actually been to this one, and I know that it can be very helpful. Okay. Now, this is important to know as you go streaming down, that there's no point in searching for any birth records before 1895, right? Or marriage records. But now, since the country is very interested in money, land and probate, they were right up early, 1813, 1812, and census, the first one, 1790. Statewide registration from birth, 1906, but general compliance by 1915. Now in Bradford, no known history of courthouse disasters, so that's good news. Okay. All right, so another interesting thing about, when you think about Pennsylvania, when I think about it, anybody have Pennsylvania people?
I do.
What's their ethnic back? Pardon?
German.
German, yeah. That's what I always thought of too, German, because I do have Germans that were in there. The Drews were the Beams, which is my husband's family, were German.
And Dutch too, right?
Pardon?
Dutch?
Yeah, there's Dutch there, and I have another, a Wetzel line, but my Irish people are there, so it's interesting. It talks about, in immigration, talks about when did people come and why did they come and where did they go. So that can be very helpful. Who came between 1798 and 1828? Let's see if it tells me. Okay, so you could browse all 636 images. Right now, I guess it's not indexed yet, but eventually will be. One thing that's very nice about this, the wiki, is that you can see that it opened it up in a different page, but you go back and it's your same page is still here. Okay, funeral homes, genealogies, guardianships, property. I want to keep going down here a bit. Okay. All right, I'm not doing this again with this computer. Okay, local histories and maps and gazetteers. These can all be very helpful. History and geography of Bradford County might tell me a lot. And actually there is a really good website in there too if you wanted to take the time to look at it. All right, military records, starting with the Civil War. And I do have people, some of my Pennsylvania people did serve in the Civil War. And naturalization and citizenship. Those are all, anything that's blue is, you can navigate to it and input. Say, let's take this one for example. Oh, if I wanted to just put in my family name here. Let's see if I come up with anything. I'm sorry, this is going to be very annoying all night. It did not do that. Oh well, you know what I meant to do. It's just not going to do it. This is after spending $1,000 just having this repaired too. Okay. Let's go back to Bradford County. Okay. Newspapers can be very helpful. I am a great fan of obituaries. And if I go to the Bradford County Historical Society newspaper collection, it gives me a lot of information about what's available. Here's what's available online. Now, unfortunately, they are, most of the sites there are paid sites. And let's see if we can. Chronicling America is not, but let's see, Bradford County. Okay, Bradford County newspapers, example of a digitized paper. So this is the Historical Society. I have found them to be very helpful in my research, and I would imagine if you got on a site for your people, you would find that to be helpful too. What they have in the library, plan a visit. I can say I did visit, they were fantastic. Okay, so here I am, still looking at Bradford. Let's keep going down. There's my favorite obituaries. I'm not exactly certain why the Pennsylvania Obituary and Marriage Collection is combined. It's kind of gives you a feeling that maybe marriage doesn't go along too well with good health. But these are the obituaries, and look at, see,
Recent.
Unfortunately, pardon?
It's recent. There's
Yeah,
nothing
this is
old.
this is too late for most of us who are trying to do research. 1977, most of us are probably way past that, but there are certainly other sources of newspapers that you can use. Probate records, look how early they have those. 1683. But every single site is different. Social Security Death Index. Somebody asked a question about how soon. This one is 1935 to 2014. There's really not much of a concern about privacy of death. It's the birth that they don't want you to have access to. Okay. Okay. Birth, marriages, death, divorce. I would have thought that'd go more with marriage, but okay. And then the archives. If any that they have, you can go to the website. Some of those have online digital collections that you can access. And let's see, search our records. Okay, and so this tells what you might be able to find there. And I wish I have never been to the National Archives, but there is a branch in Pennsylvania, and actually there's one in California too, for that matter. How about Family History Centers and Affiliate Library locator map? Now we know where our Family Search Center is, but supposing somebody comes in and says, well, I live in, Lancaster. Is there a Family History Center near me? And you can click on this and find it, or find an affiliate library. An affiliate library can, like the Camarillo Library is an affiliate library. It means that they have access to all of the same websites that you'd have if you were in a Family History Center. So it really, considering that the Family History Centers are not open as many hours as the libraries are, that's a real nice resource for people. So that might help you to, okay. And here we are with libraries, museums, societies, and I belong to multiple genealogical societies and get newsletters from all of them, which are great. Look at the GenWeb project. That sort of seemed to have died for a while, but apparently it's being revived. And this Tri-County site is really good. You can get on there and find all manner of stuff. So don't be shy about clicking on all these things and looking around. I've gotten lots of very helpful information from that Tri-County site. Okay, research guides. Did somebody have a question back there? No? Why?
I have a question, but you might have already talked about this, so shut me down if you did. Is this stuff, like, how does this relate to the family search website? Like, why do you go to Wiki? Did you already talk about this?
No, I didn't. That's a good question. The family search, the Wiki has a lot of family search options. When you actually go to some of those sites, they are family search sites. But family search doesn't have everything.
Okay.
So they also tell you, hey, this is available on Ancestry, this is available on Find My Past, or wherever it might be.
Okay.
So some of them are paid sites, but for people who are members of the church, you don't have to pay. You just, I hope everybody has already gotten that so that they have access to all those sites like Ancestry, etc.
Yeah, I thought it was only Ancestry.
No, it's
17 different
it's
sites.
My Heritage and it's
17,
Find
My
My
Heritage as well, because
Mhm.
when I tried My Heritage at one time, they asked me to pay.
In the past, that's true, but in the last 6 months, that the church has opened that portal for members free, and the link is right outside the door, so you can type in the website. It's up on my bulletin board, our
Oh,
bulletin
okay.
board,
Okay.
and just type in that web link, and it opens up. So if you're a member of the church, the church has bought that. So anybody can access that from home. You don't need to come into the Family History Center anymore to get access to all those
Okay.
17
Okay.
sites, which was nice. It used to be in the past, it was just, in order to get those other sites, the premium site, you
Mhm.
had to come into the Family History Center and go through the Family History portal. But no, not anymore.
Okay, got it.
So it's hanging right out here? you
Yeah, it's right on my bulletin board.
Okay. I don't know, what time am I going to?
7:30.
7:30, all right. So let me now decide, okay, we've maybe exhausted Bradford County. And so I'm going to go back to the Wiki home. If whatever you get lost, go back to the Wiki home. And this time I'm going to go to Europe. I've always wanted to go there, so here's my opportunity, right? And it gives me an option of selecting which area I want to go to. And I'm going to go to Germany. And then it asks me, oh, what part of Germany am I going to go to? Well, I just know that mine is Pomerania. But, so here we are in Pomerania. But then it gives me other options in Pomerania. It gives me 3 options. I don't know why I didn't show it that time, but it generally does. I want to show you that. Okay, so Pomerania. All right, well, it's just taking me right to Mecklenburg, because it must know me because I've been on it so many times. And that's where I go. So my people are in the ones that I'm looking for here today. I've got them in several places, but here's one. Oh, here's my opportunity to choose the ones. So, all right, which one of the 3 am I going to go to? And so, gosh, I don't know. If I'm just getting started, I don't know. So what I'm going to do, I know the name of the city that my people went to, so I'm going to go to the My Resort. And this is like this is a gazetteer. And I know that my people, my great-great-grandfather came from Lassen. So I'm just going to click on Lassen. And, all right, so here's my 2 options. And I happen to know that it's Prussia, it's Pommern, so this is the one I want. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in to know that it's Pommern. And so I'm going to go back to my site here and say I want this one. Okay, now remember over here I still have my wiki things, my general wiki things, but over here on the right now I have a new list of topics. Getting started. Now see, I've already got my town of origin only because I found it through going through records, but unfortunately this does not have guided research, but it does have an article on how to do research in this area, and so you can download those articles or you can print them. This is not too inspiring either. Many records, both church and parish registered civil registrations, were damaged, destroyed, or misplaced. If ever there was a country, I don't know much about geography, but if ever there was a country that's had changes of borders and fights over borders, it's Germany. They're, they're Poland, they're this, they're Russian, you're back and forth, and so a lot of those records are no longer in existence. But at least it tells you a little bit. Finding aids for German records. Let's take a look there. Okay, so, and we'll talk again about the Myers Gazetteer, which does give some additional information that we're going to need after a little bit. But it give you, let's go look at an example here. Okay, so annoyed with this. Okay, this gives you the state or province of Prussia, and this word here tells you where you're going to look for certain church documents. So that's abbreviated STA and then a capital S, I think. I'll know it when I see it. But here is one potential. I'm going to go back. So finding aids, very wonderful are these things like word lists. They have them for all sorts of things. Now, if you're a Catholic rather, which a lot of Germans were, you not only need the German word list, you need the Latin word list. Because a lot of those records are okay, so here are some keywords. Oh darn it, I'm so sorry, this is just not wanting to behave. Here's the days of the week. Right above that were the months, times of the day. We don't actually, in the afternoon and the evening, I'm not sure whether you'd find that on any official document. But here's medical terminology, illnesses, like if we're on a death record or something. Here are the numbers. A lot of numbers. Look at this, types of farmers. Farmer with an eighth, farmer with a, living on a life estate, a retired farmer. And this goes on for pages. Look at all these are still farmers. So, when you're going through your record and you find an occupation and it's one of those things that you know what kind of a farmer, a wine grower, a farmhand, a farmer who owned 2 draft animals. I mean, just fascinating. And here's a word list, the government office, a department, all sorts of things that you might come upon. So, and those were just the A's. And this list goes on for pages and pages and pages. Okay? I mean, look, we're only at the C's. So those are things that may be of interest to you too. Okay, so let's go back. And that we were in word list, and there's a Latin word list, and then also German records. Isn't Alsace-Lorraine, isn't that French but German? Handwriting is fabulous. This is very challenging to read German script. And this is a class, it's actually a video, and this gentleman is an international speaker, and he has got this, how to do it. Of course, I've taken a couple of classes on how to do it, and I still can't do very well, but you guys are smarter than I am, and you'll be able to do it, right? All right, so you might say, why on earth would they have feast days? And that's because they'll say somebody was born on such and such feast day. We're thinking, when was that? But you can actually go into this feast day area and find out exactly what date that was. Now, script tutorials, another interesting thing. What's the old German script? Here's the alphabet, so that you can have an alphabet chart open while you're trying to. Now this is pretty straightforward, right? I can read those. Look pretty good to me. But some of them are not quite so easy to read.
F and H.
Pardon?
F and H look really
I know, I was just looking at that F and H.
Wait till you put them in real life.
You gotta write really
Yeah,
carefully.
those are pretty similar, huh? Well, the K and the L are, I'm sloppy enough writer that I could make that mess on an L myself, look like both L's. All right, so Gothic handwriting. And then, how about, let's
How do you
see.
know to look at Gothic handwriting?
Well, it's just over here on the left. I look at everything, and
If you're looking for handwriting, you look for all the different kinds.
right, looking, yeah, to see if I can recognize what I'm looking at.
Okay.
It's also at the time period too.
Yes, yes. Okay, and they even show you how to write it. Look at this. So you could become an expert by tomorrow, I'm sure. Okay, or not. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so back to script tutorials. Well, I'm gonna get to that later. Let's go to that now, just while I'm thinking of it. I want to find, this is, if I can remember the name, what it's called. Sorry, my notes are, gotta look it up because I can't remember the name of it. Oh, script transcriber, that's what it's called. You could search around for where it's on the page, but otherwise you can. All right, I want this generator tool. That one. Okay, so my name that I want to find in the records. My maiden name was Drew, but my ancestors were Draves, Drewes. And so I am going to ask them to find that for me. Now, does that look anything like Drew's to you, or Draves?
Wow.
That's this script. How about this one? That I can do it, right? Because the S when there's two S's, they're often the big one on the end. How about that one? These are all different types of German scripts along the top. I mean, that could say anything. That doesn't look anything like Draves to me. But when I have that in my hot little hand and I'm looking at the records, I might be able to pick it out, you know?
What's that called?
It's a script transcriber.
Okay, thanks.
I could, I really did, that one's easy to do. I could, that one's easy to do. That's the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just hope that your records are in this particular handwriting. I do have a PowerPoint that I was prepared for my own cheat sheet to help me prompt me here, but I couldn't get it to work out here. So I would be glad to send that to Traylene and have her send it out to anybody who wants to look it up, just to remind you of what things are there. Okay, let's just say, I'm almost out of time here. I want to write a letter. Okay? So I'm going to say up here, letter, oops. Okay. Here's a letter writing guide. Let's try that. Okay. And I think if I keep going down, I'm going to come to all of this. Okay. So here it's telling you this is the basic outline of the letter, how you should write it. Who knows how to write a letter anymore, right? Our generation, my generation does, but maybe not yours, because we're texting, we're sending an email, but this is how to write a real letter. And then payment, they should wait until you hear, don't send money until you get it. If you are writing to a church, it's correct and polite to send a cash donation. They suggested 20 euros. I didn't see what that entitled. And then using translations as a guide, they discourage the use of Google to prepare your letter. But here you could do an email. A lot of the places have email now, and you can, they give you, all right, so are the parish registers for blank to blank, the time period, at your church still? And this is how you would write that, okay? If they have been moved to an archive, can you tell me where they are now? I mean, that's a nice, quick, easy way to, how to address the envelope. I mean, come on, the only envelopes pretty much I see are bills. There's a different approach to sending to a Catholic parish than a Protestant parish, or a civil register. Now, see, there's that thing we talked about from Myerscourt. Okay, here's how to write the date, and they do it like genealogists. The 10th of January, 1889. They don't do any of our, abbreviations like that. And here's how you spell all those months. It's interesting. September's exactly the same as is November. Okay, dear sir or madam, dear pastor. And then, how's this for helpful? I'm researching, whatever. And then any biographical information you want to send about that particular, to that particular person. This is how you would word it. Okay. could you please check your birth registers? And then they go on. I mean, all sorts of great information about how to do it. And I find that to be a fantastic approach for those of us who are not bilingual. Right?
Excellent.
Okay. All right. I know I'm just about out of time. Do you have any questions of anything? Tell me.
I do. The different ways to write your last name that
Yeah.
Does everybody in Germany know all those different scripts or?
Oh no, just like the United States, my grandkids can't read cursive, let alone anything like that. Yeah, so it's like a foreign language to them.
So you just have to look at what's written on a document and then look up and see which.
Well,
try them all to
you
see
could
what
try
the word
it and
is.
see if you're having success, or you could take a picture of your document and send it to the community
Oh wow.
partners. I think that is a fantastic option. That they're very helpful with that. Yeah, the script generator tool. There's yeah.
Would that work for other sources too? Like if you're looking in someone's journal, could you take a picture of
Yes.
that passageway?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we're doing some research in Danish things, and Greg can read it a little bit, but some of it's just too hard to, like, what is that, an F or an L or whatever? So we could take a picture and send it to that community.
Yes.
Where's the, did you say where the community?
Well, if you can't see, you should be able to find it over here on the left-hand side. If we go up to the top of the page. Let me see, about the Wiki online guided research. Let's go here to the Wiki home. Oh, let's see, community. Let me just see. See, where's my cheat sheet when I need it? I'm just going to put in community.
Okay.
Oops, I'm not.
Research. Oh,
See, it'll pop a bunch of things.
it's research resources under the home page.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, research groups. Oh, good grief, Joan. What is my problem? I
See,
keep.
on the left side there, it's like the 1, 2, 3, 4th down or something, and it says
Yeah. Here we go.
research. Oh, okay.
Community research groups. Search. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
why is this giving me so much trouble today? There we go.
Well,
Okay. Ask the community for help.
oh, okay. Research, okay.
Family search community, that's what it's called. That's why I had to have the cheat sheet, but see, my cheat sheet, I couldn't work it out.
Thank you.
You bet. Be interesting if this is Denmark.
Yeah, Dana, she's doing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here it is, and they all sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah, here's a census help with the christening.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is, you sign yourself into some of these groups, and you can. The advantage is that they will send you an email notice when a group that you're interested in updates, and so that can be very helpful if something pops up.
That's great.
And let me just find my last page or so here, and see if I can. Okay, benefits of signing up. You can add wiki pages to your personal wiki. So that if you click on a page that you like, then you can add it as a favorite, okay? You can put it on your watch list, like I could, I'm not signed in there for some reason, but let's say this is I am signed in here, and here's my watch list, okay? And so I can edit my watch list, and I can add things, I can delete things if I find that's not working for me. So and you might have noticed that in addition to some of them saying, there was an option for talk on one of the little pages that you could go to, on all the pages. See, it says page and then it says talk. If this is on your watch list, you can participate in the talk. Right now, there's currently no text. You can search it in other pages, but this is just the one I just clicked on a minute ago. The other thing you can do is create a print list. Has anybody done the print listing? If you find an article that you really think you want to look at, you want to really research that, but you know what, it's too late, I'm not going to do it today, you can add it to your print list by clicking on Add to Print List. The problem with it is I cut and paste my print list onto a document on my computer, because every time you sign out, it disappears. I don't know why it doesn't stay until you're done with it, but it doesn't. So the print list is great for later research. Anyway,
Where is
729.
Where's the print list?
Oh, let me see where it is. Let's see where it says that. See if I can't find something. No, I didn't mean print line.
Press link.
It doesn't want me to do print list for some reason. Well, there are 9,532 potential places for me to look for that, so
Okay, I'll
I don't think I'll do that today.
Try the triple line.
Yeah.
Up there on the
The
top
which
right.
one?
The triple lines on the top right.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just your.
That's a younger me, that's what that is. Yeah, I am, what did we decide, 100 and,
Number 5.
107 am I? All right.
Well, Joan, thank you so much. That
You
was
bet.
a really good start.
Yes.
And
I'm sorry
amazing
my
start to
computer did not behave better,
learning
but
about the research wiki. She's an amazing, amazing brain as far as anything you want to know about. Pretty much anything, really. So,
not at all.
yes, it is. Yes. I enjoy working with her at the Family History Library. She really is amazing. Okay, so I wanted to remind you of a few things, and I wish everybody else had been here, but